Running's very simple, you know, you just put on your shoes and you go. I do a lot of thinking when I'm running. It's just me and the trail, no music, and it's just like really clears the mind. An ultramarathon is any marathon greater than 50k. Some of them are on road, some of them are on trail, some of them are on ice. And it doesn't really matter in the terrain, it's more the distance. The plan this year is to do 3 races. The first one is the Ancient Warriors Trail, 100 kilometers. The second one is the Kerry Way, 200 kilometers. And the third one is the Yukon Arctic Ultra, 750 kilometers. The 3 of those races add up to 1,000 kilometers. And I'm doing all 3 races to raise money for Down Syndrome Kerry, which is like a local charity. They help kids and adults with Down syndrome. Tomorrow I expect to burn about 6,000 calories. It can be hard to get that many calories into you. Lots of chocolate, lots of nuts, some pizza, and a Snickers bar would be 213 calories. So that's a lot of Snickers bars. These are 800 calories, so that will get a good meal in. And I'll have a good breakfast of Weetabix, so that'll be quite a few calories in as well. Because of my knee, I'm gonna have some anti-inflammatories later on. The injury I've got is just some swelling that's not going away quick enough, but it's not anything that's going to stop us. I've got a list there, an Excel spreadsheet. I'll go through that again in a while and kind of try not forget everything. Blister tape and Coca-Cola. All right. Morning.
Good morning.
How are we doing?
Sleepy.
You're 5:29. Go for it, Jeff.
I am 36 years old, Irish, born here, lived here till I was 21. Moved to Australia, worked there as an engineer in the tunnel construction industry. I worked pretty hard in my 20s in Australia. There was one particular time where we were talking about some environmental issue and I was like the only one in there arguing with the other 9 people about like what we were doing with this waste product. I was thinking, I can't continue working in this industry, you know, it's like, it's not for me anymore, I needed to get out of here. I kind of like retired when I hit 30 in Australia and headed for South America. Really got into the adventures there, a lot of climbing, kayaking, trekking, lots of carrying heavy backpacks. Really enjoyed the craziness of it and the places it took me and the people I met. Hello, Al.
How are you?
How are you? All right. This is Emily. Say hi, Emily. Emily's my little niece. She's the reason I'm doing 1,000 kilometers for Down Syndrome Kerry. So she's going to do a couple of meters with me now and help me drink the beetroot. Here we go. While I was traveling, the idea was kind of slowly developing in my head, an eco-hostel, adventure hostel kind of thing. I bought this property, got it open from May 2016. We won Best Hostel in Ireland. We've just opened the coffee shack in the lane and that's going from strength to strength as well. So it's all positive. The winter, for me, it's a nice time to get away from my own little adventures and just to recharge the batteries. That's when I'll do kind of a lot of my forward planning, pick what races I'll do, where I'll go and stuff like that. The first long run was the Kerry Way. I didn't really have a clue what I was doing kind of thing, just going out there and running with a backpack on. Ended up finishing in 37 hours. We went back the next year, did it in about 27 hours. So then I was like, oh, okay, I'm okay at this thing. That's not too bad, and I'm still enjoying it.
It's actually not too bad. I think it's only scalped a wee bit.
You'd be watching the English Premiership or something like that and watching this fella rolling around the ground and he's getting paid like 100 grand for a year. What we put ourselves through is just like a universe apart from what that guy's up to, you know. But yeah, it's just different strokes for different folks. After the viaduct, getting up Strong Hill was a bit slow, but we kind of got a good second wind there the last hour or two, so come pretty good. The legs are alright. Hamstrings are a bit tight, but good. Happy only to have this amount of pain with it. It's all looking fresh now. Hey! Thank you. The ultra community is a good community, and we all respect each other quite a lot. They're the only ones that really understand what you go through when you're out there for 2, 3, 4 days or whatever. If by making this documentary it can help people to go and find an adventure, or help people go for their first 5K, or teach people anything, or inspire someone, or to eat better, or have chickens or have bees or whatever, it's a positive.
How are you getting on anyway?
Okay, yeah, slowed down an awful lot, but we're making progress. Legs are cramping quite a bit, especially the hamstrings, the quads a little bit, or the groin a little bit. The 4,000 meters of climbing is taking its toll, kind of thing. It was a hot day as well, but we just have to do like all of that stuff there now, and then over to Strickeen and then home. So yeah, relentless forward movement, and we will get there.
Here to help me. No! No! That gardening dog. Oh, I'm so excited too. Well, there you go. 100 down, 900 to go. Yeah, I'm ready for a beer now. I live with my 2 dogs, Bob and Lou, in a place called Kilcommon. It's about 15 minutes out of town. Bought a property last year. It's got 20 acres of mature forest. Plan is to kind of rewild the man-made forest over the next couple of generations. If it's a hostel, it's the cafe, or like cutting down trees in the forest, or with bees, or just generally exercising. It's non-stop. A lot of my training during the week is on a trail close to my house up through the bog. It's about like a 14-kilometre out and back loop. Less traffic, less people, more nature. Trail is like 20 times softer than road. I keep the road running to an absolute minimum. Yeah, trail running for life. Touching the top of the leaderboard in these things, it does get quite competitive, because we're all training pretty hard for it, and everyone wants to get the most out of their body. And I suppose if you're putting in 15 hours a week, but put in the wrong type of 15 hours a week, then you're just wasting your time. So I said I'd put a little bit more science into my training.
Chris Simpson, I'm an exercise physiologist. A physiologist is studying how the body works, what the body's telling us, and how we can improve performance. Straight into the test, and then we'll talk through all the results. Cool. If you want to be truly elite, then you've got to have the combination. Genetically, do you have it? Physiologically, do you have it? Then you have to train that physiology to push hard but recover very quickly. VO2 max is the maximal amount of oxygen any individual can get into their working muscles. To then combine that with a fuel source, body fat or carbohydrate. Cardiopulmonary exercise test or VO2 max test, it's basically a ramped test. So what you're looking for is to take your athlete through very gentle exercise and ramp them up to their maximal effort, their peak effort. So from that we can track the heart rate response to exercise, everything that the athlete is breathing in, what they're breathing out. It gives us the full picture of an individual's physiology. From very, very low intensity up to what we call lactate threshold, your body will burn predominantly body fat. When we hit anaerobic threshold, that's when the body has to start switching over to burning more and more carbohydrate. One of the things we look for that happens very close to anaerobic threshold is a thing called respiratory quotient 1 or RQ1, which basically tells us that that individual at that point onwards is burning all carbohydrate. We start to breathe deeper and faster, and we start to get the burn in the muscles. Telltale signs of anaerobic threshold. So VO2 max, 77.8. Oh, that's massive.
Yeah.
I mean, that's elite level. You know, if you were talking to a pro athlete about increasing that by 1 ml per kilo per minute, that would be significant. Your anaerobic threshold is 35.5.
What was it last time?
23. A lot of these events are multi-day events, so he needs that ability to go hour after hour. And it's about, that's where aerobic capacity becomes so important. So the broader we build that aerobic base means that he's not building massive amounts of lactate, he's not burning through his carbohydrate store, the stronger he will be overall. They're all fabulous numbers that a lot of well-trained athletes will never achieve. Most endurance athletes across any of the endurance sports would be delighted with the numbers that Kevin's produced.
Cool. Thank you. See you again. Cheers.
Cheers.
Yeah, happy enough for this time. Yeah, we're expecting around this time, so.
Every time a salt tablet and pudding. Boys are going like steam trains, eh?
Don't worry about the boys. Ran well this leg, so hopefully he'll be coming around that corner very shortly.
I'll generally make it up on the next stage on the mountains. I'll be stronger there.
feeling?
Grand, yeah, the knees just sharp. I don't know, it's a weird pain, but it's there. Like, when I bend down like that, it stretches it a bit. About half an hour into sneaking nights, but I'm trying to get out of there as quick as possible. It's like right there. Thanks for that. Connor, thanks for that, man. And thanks. Adrian, that's it. 122. Probably 140k pulled out because I damaged my knee. So yeah, there was 60k left to go, and at the pace I would have been able to go at, I don't think I would have finished in time anyway. So.
Has it happened before? Have you ever pulled out before?
No. First DNF.
There's no harm in calling the ultra a minor setback.
Yeah.
A setback.
A setback. Oh, yeah, more than minor probably, but look, I suppose we got to make it a minor setback by getting to the end of the Yukon and saying that was a minor setback. But what I learned from that little injury pushed me on 10% more in training for the next 3 months. That's the reason why I had the knee injury, is because I didn't train with my sticks.
Simple.
Simple. Funny, I would have known. Why didn't you say anything? I would still like to have a sub-24 in me at some stage in my life. October, November, December, ramp up to training again. The 700k in the Yukon is what everything's aimed towards.
The stability is a little bit better on the left leg. See the way you're not having to touch the floor as much. An injury for Kevin is devastating, you know. If we think about a runner, Kevin's tendons are going to be under constant stress all the time. So his ankles, knees, hamstrings, hip flexors, all those things are really going to be challenged as he goes along, especially as they fatigue later in the race. And what we want to do is have those prehabbed in such a way that they're going to take those high impacts, and as the fatigue sets in, that they're not going to break down and give up on them. Use momentum, use your hands to explode up out of it. Well done. This is where Kevin's sport probably differs from a lot of other sports. Kevin's tendons, it's what's inside, needs to be absolutely in tip-top condition. It's just something you're not going to do overnight. It's not something you're going to do in a year. It's not something you're probably even going to do in 2 years. Where that run started was actually years ago. To get to that state, it's probably just not achievable for most people, to be honest with you. I'm in awe of really how a body can put itself through that, what he's doing. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
There's the old one. That's last year's one, last year's model. And this is this year's model. So Ireland's been locked down again. We're restricted to 5 kilometers from home. All I can do is train here in the bog, pulling this tire up and down the bog within my 5 kilometer radius. So we're all kind of still operating under the pretense that the race is still going to go ahead, but things everywhere are very uncertain. It's very interesting times. Everyone's unsure of everything. No government is going to want to let too much happen or release too much when there's a risk of introducing coronavirus.
Hello.
Hello, how are you?
Life's good. Well, it's challenging as it is for everyone, but
We're just anxious to know what's happening with the race in Canada now.
they will not accept any international tourists into the Yukon before spring.
Okay.
And that is why we decided to cancel the Yukon Arctic Ultra next year. And we will try to set up a different event in Swedish Lapland for anybody from Europe that can travel to Sweden without any problems.
There's still something to train for, still an adventure out there in February.
Kevin's a hard-working guy. The volume of work he's doing is going to stand to him. He's one of those guys that's going to leave it all out there, give it every single little fibre that he has. I really feel now that that injury isn't going to come back to haunt him.
Everything I need for 10 days is going to be neatly packed into the sled. You want to film me putting it together?
Put in the volume of training. He's met the times on the clock.
This one's like a travel sled. It's like Santa's come early.
You could train for a lifetime and not be able to do half of what Kevin's doing.
And my snowshoes. It's got my name on it and the Irish flag.
Not comparing himself to anyone else, he just really wants to be the best version of himself.
No, he's trying to do a close-up with the Irish flag.
And Kevin is ready right now. I really think he can't wait for the races to come.
So here's a Facebook message from Montane Lapland Arctic Ultra page. The Swedish government has announced new measures in the fight against COVID. These measures will come into effect December 14th. I have discussed this with all of our Swedish partners who have helped so much in all the planning so far, and the conclusion is that under these circumstances, the Montane Lapland Arctic Ultra 2021 needs to be cancelled. Yeah, that's pretty much the extent to it. The race is cancelled. So yeah, got that news last night. Pretty disappointing.
How did you feel last night?
Sad, very sad.
The race was cancelled this morning.
Oh, fuck. I think, you know, every time he's out there, there has to be a focus. And he's thinking about being in that place where he's going to be on race day, and that's got to be a huge motivating factor every single time he's out there. Every single time he's getting ready to train, every time he's preparing a meal, that's his focus. And to have that taken away is just, it's just fucking terrible. That's the whole thing with Kevin's sport. If you're a footballer or a soccer player or whatever, there's always another game. There's a fucking another game next week. There's always another competition. But this is years of work. When you see someone who's that passionate about doing something they love and so focused, you know, I haven't come across many guys who actually have that focus and have that, I suppose, dream and the desire and the ambition and the absolute go inside them to go and do something about it and to go and fulfill those dreams. And to be so focused and put in so many hours and so much time to get to that place and just have an email or a phone call or whatever came and say, hey, it's not happening. I mean, that's just fucking worse than any injury, to be honest, because it's, again, out of his control.
I am feeling very strong, so it's a pity. It kind of feels like you're losing something, but it is what it is.
Just hearing this now, like, if I was Kevin, I'd be so frustrated, I think I would never again want to run.
Tuesday, 22nd of December. We're sitting here doing our final interview. Yeah. I've kind of figured it out in my head that I'll take a few months off and then focus a lot on the renovations in my house out in the forest. I suppose when I'm keeping busy, then I'm not really worrying about coronavirus. For sure, it's had an impact. My business is closed. It's been closed for 60% of last year. And it's going to be closed 40% of next year. Am I choosing to let it rule my life? Certainly not.
Very often things don't go all nicely and smoothly and to plan. These events are hugely demanding, not just the actual event itself, but all that leads up to it. Feeling frustrated, those frustrations are normal. Part of the process of dealing with those emotions is accepting and being kind enough to ourselves to say, of course I'm frustrated, of course I'm angry, because I've done all this work and suddenly it's outside of my control and I can't do this event that I'm prepared for. What we've learned through the resilience research is that people who are ultimately more successful, and this is from research that comes from Olympians and Olympic champions, is When they reflect on those challenges that might happen along the way, they ultimately tend to see them as beneficial or positive in some way. So they're learning experiences.
The biggest wake-up call was when I pulled out of the carry weight because of my knee. So I focused a lot more strength conditioning after that. Started doing a lot more yoga. The networking I've done through focusing everything on that race has made me some very good contacts. Trainers and nutritionists or physios, I've some good new friends. I've got them now, so I can't look at it as a waste.
Finishers in these events use more adaptive strategies. Their strategies are more proactive and they deal with events, challenges, etc. as they happen. Psychologically, you can learn how to be more resilient, how to overcome obstacles and how to overcome challenges in your life. Any physical activity can be a vehicle to learning more about yourself and a huge part of who we are and what we do in our lives.
One of the things I figured out when all the races got cancelled is I need a kind of a focus. It's good for me to have a focus. The guys in the Kerry Cork Trail Runners had been talking about a challenge or a run. That's up next, and we'll try and do that in May, kind of wait for a weather window. After that, I want to do the Kerry Way, the usual in September. And then I really liked the Yukon. I wanted to go back there. And then I really want to do Sweden. I want to go there. They're both just cool races, I don't know. I suppose when you want to do something so much and you can't do it, and now the two of them come up, it's yeah, fuck it, sure. They're within a month of each other. It'll be just the test of my mental and physical strength and see how I recover, and it'll be just a learning curve. That's my plan.
I think the attraction of this one might prove to be just at the edge of what the very best ultra runners can do. All of the mountains going up through the spine of South Kerry, the longest, hardest high-level challenge in the country. We're talking about approaching 7,000 meters overall ascent, and the terrain underfoot is really, really tough.
Walking around boulders and rocks and crags, and there's no way of describing fucking abject torture, man.
It's sometimes easy from the outside looking in to kind of think that, oh, you must be crazy to do these events. Why are you doing this? And what do you think about? All the time out there, what do you think about?
It's something to do.
Now we do this one, then we do that one, then we do that one, and go down the other side. We do those ones, we finish in 18 hours.
I don't envy them facing the Mangertons with -4 wind chill, I think is predicted.
I'm going to finish, whether if I have to crawl home, I'm going to finish, even though it's absolute total shit now.
It's far out, even the concept of it. I mean, they're basically doing Everest in one hit in the middle of Kerry.
At the moment, they're still 2 hours ahead, if not more. So we're going to stock them up with everything. They're on their own from here in the dark, in the cold.
I think I broke a couple of bones in my left foot. I probably lost some toenails on my right foot. I think someone smashed both knees with a sledgehammer. My hips don't feel good. I'm a bit sunburnt and a bit windburnt. A bit tired. But it's all good. It'll be fine in a week. And the memories will last forever.
These are the famous Kerry-Way styles. Much stronger and faster than I was this time last year. Does it annoy you when I turn the camera upside down like that? I look like some kind of fucking zombie.
Push, 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 push. Keep going, keep going, keep going. Come on, get that cadence back. Don't give in, don't give in. So what was your feeling?
A good bit less.
You've hit 62.1 mils per kilo per minute there, so it's down a bit. The good news, the one that I get more excited about, is where your anaerobic threshold is.
Yeah.
So last time when we measured your oxygen consumption there, we were at 35.5 mils per kilo per minute.
Yeah.
This time we're at 43.3 mils per kilo per minute. That's huge.
Yeah.
Your anaerobic threshold, which is the important one for the type of racing that you're doing, I think, is taking a substantial increase that way. And that probably is a reflection of the way that you've trained. You've built that aerobic capacity. You've pushed your anaerobic threshold higher.
You're flying it.
You're having a disco before you arrived.
Okay.
Grania. He is in 7th position, I think, at the minute. So yeah, he's doing really well. There's actually one to your right there, Kev. Do you want it all over the feet or just in between the toes?
Everywhere.
Everywhere.
Oh.
Go on, Kev. See you next time.
Y'all looking very glassy-eyed over there.
Good. Very nicely.
Actually, it was dark last year when he came into Daniels, so it's not dark for another 2 hours maybe. So yeah, he's doing really, really well, and it'll be daylight for the majority of it.
Knock him back.
6 hours to bring him in and around 24 hours, so that's as fresh as I've seen him at this point anyway.
40k to go. It's fucking relentless, like. Oh, there's a bit of road, and it's like, oh no, there's another fucking mountain in the way.
That's dry. Yeah?
Oh, yeah. Well, if I can get there in 3.5 hours and then add 20 minutes, I'll be 1 minute inside the 24-hour mark.
Do it.
20k to go. I fell into a gorse bush, so I've loads of thorns stuck in me.
and I don't feel well in my stomach. If I can do it in 3 hours, we'll be inside the 24. And we will. I suppose I've had a good successful year. I did the Ivor Traverse, that was a big task. The Kerryway Ultra was definitely unfinished business. It was a battle. I think that's the hardest I've pushed in a race. That's what I always wanted to do, is do the Kerryway in 24 hours.
Let's talk about the next step.
The next step. So for me, I gotta do my VAT return tomorrow. So I gotta make my brain turn on between now and tomorrow morning. And a few weeks around Killarney, then I'm getting a ferry to France. Maybe go to Switzerland. Probably start training around mid-October. 12, 15 hours averaging a week. 110k, 7-8 hour treks. 2 or 3 hour missions with the tyre on the bog. 3-week taper. We fly out to Canada a week before just to kind of acclimatise and test out some gear and stuff in the cold, and hopefully finish the race, come back to Ireland, hang out here for a week, 10 days, and then over to Sweden. Do it all again.
What's your reaction on a professional level to that?
I'd say it's crazy, and fair play to Kevin. Yeah, look, it is crazy. It's extreme in every sense of the word. The amount of stress Kevin's going to place his body under kind of goes against everything that you would be telling an athlete to do. About eating properly, sleeping properly, allowing adequate time for rest. As we become more and more fatigued, the risk of injury increases. Your movement patterns are going to break down. You're not moving as efficiently. You can push to that limit, but there's a point where your body just says, all right, enough's enough, you need to stop. Completely shuts down, essentially, before you have some sort of catastrophic issue. There's evidence that byproducts build up in the brain through the day, and sleep is really, really important to flush those toxins out of the brain. The two key things are sleeping from a recovery point of view, and the fueling to get through the days and get the distance.
2 of those events within 3 weeks, you would advise people just not to do it. You know, they're risking their health. But then you meet Kevin, you look at his experience, you look at his background, his determination and his dedication to his training. You think, yeah, can this guy do this? Can he do the first one? I've no doubt. Can he recover and go again? Totally interesting, fascinating. Well done, well done. Amazing. Keep going, Kev, keep going. Good man. Okay. Step off, step off. Brilliant. Just breathe away, Kev, breathe away. Fantastic effort, Kev. Brilliant. Keep that mask on for a minute or so and we'll get ready. So your VO2 max this time, 56.7 mils per kilo per minute.
So it's miles down.
It's down a bit, yeah. But your anaerobic threshold last time was 43.3 mils per kilo per minute. You've just run there at 51.9 mils per kilo per minute. It's huge. He's surprised me again, just how far he's pushed his anaerobic threshold. He can go longer, probably faster, but at a lower heart rate, so he's conserving energy. Basically, his engine has got bigger and more efficient. Shows how sort of professional and how disciplined he is with his training. We'll be watching.
Yeah. I'll be in touch after race 1.
Yeah, when you're sleeping.
Thanks, Chris.
All the best. See you, Kev.
We're in the Bees Knees Hostel. It's nice to be putting together my pulk. I've been waking up having dreams about racing, I suppose, but that just means it's subconsciously on my mind, subconsciously worried about the 1,000 kilometers.
I did the race 2019. Kevin and I, we both did the 100-mile. I think a lot of people here think, you know, that's kind of crazy. Why would you do that? People live in it, you know. They know about the cold. People were asking me that, like, what's the point? I guess it's the challenge of getting through this and pushing yourself.
7:30 in the morning. Just out for a little training run, just testing the gear, acclimatizing to the conditions. Obviously, it would have been great to test it in snowy conditions, but we don't have them in Ireland, so yeah, it's off.
You're talking home court advantage. Being able to practice things when it's cold really helps. You'll be okay if you don't sweat. You'll be okay if you eat regularly to keep your energy up. If you hydrate and make sure you drink plenty along the way.
Would you just tell me what you're doing? It's a liquid fuel. You got to build up the pressure, so it spouts it out really slowly as a gas. You light it, and it heats up, and you get a flame to boil your water.
The risk is real, and it can happen quickly. Yeah, it's not worth losing a finger over.
You're not moving, so you're not generating any heat, so just the cold creeps into you, especially your fingertips. Now I'm going home for a coffee, that'll be easy.
Well, we say it's the world's toughest and coldest ultra race that you can do on foot and on ski and on bike. And I think we live up to that. It really is very tough, and it's certainly very cold. We're doing a gear check now here. We get everybody to light their stove. It's one thing if you do it at home. It's very different when you come here and it's minus 35. All of a sudden things don't work anymore. They fail, and then we can see people making mistakes like taking their gloves off, or they get nervous and spill fuel. It's no secret, every year we have people who get frostbite. If we're lucky, it's just minor. If they spill fuel on the fingers, that's almost guaranteed frostbite. If they try to handle metal with no gloves, frostbite. We can't let people continue once they develop frostbite. It is true, if you sustain these injuries or if you have hypothermia out there and you make mistakes, you could die.
Surely they won't stop it now. COVID alert.
To the start line, please. Yeah, good. It's the normal routine or craziness or whatever you want to call it now. Jessie is quite fast on her fat bike, and I believe Kevin is not far behind her, our leader on foot.
You really look like an Arctic cameraman now.
How are you feeling? Super. How are you feeling? Great.
Maktak Adventures now, we had a lot of snow, which made the trails softer. So as expected, we have athletes suffering, not coming to the finish line, but that is normal.
How's everybody else?
Yeah, no, we're good.
Yeah.
Jessie came through, she's been good. A couple of marathoners. She gone along? What's that? She's just got that one, Jules. That's okay. I think it feels colder than everyone's expecting, but other than that, not too bad.
Now it just gets harder. That first night, you know, here everybody's still got a lot of adrenaline and feeling good. Now it's going to get colder, it's going to get softer, it's going to get lonelier, it's going to be night. So it will be hard.
All right, see you around midnight.
This is the last place that people can sort of bail out if they don't think they can make it to Doggrave and then Braeburn. You by yourself? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, Jesse came through here about 2 hours ago.
2 hours ago?
Yeah.
You're in second place. How's it going?
Yeah, tipping along all right. Body's feeling good. Knees a bit achy, but nothing too serious. Enjoying it. Not too cold. Having a snack here, and then push on to Doggrave. How many miles to Doggrave? All right, I'll see you when I see you.
Number. Are you going to nap?
I go to nap here, yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Good boy, and see you in the morning.
So today's day 2 of the race. It's been particularly snowy over the last couple of days, lots of snowfall, and the temperatures haven't been as cold as they have in previous years. So what that means for the athletes is that it's particularly hard going to pull their pulks or to ride their bikes. And so over the course of the last 36 hours or so, we've seen the course halve in number, if not more. We're down to about the last 12 athletes.
The athletes can sleep whenever they want, they're choosing not to. The longer we're awake, adenosine builds up in the brain and we start to see negative effects on cognitive function, and undergoing that type of sleep restriction or sleep deprivation for a long period of time is going to have a negative impact.
It's just fucking been torture like for the last 60k kind of thing. It's tough. It's just like the most physical walking you can do, you know? Put on the slate. Tired now because I haven't slept. No, this is what we sign up for. Those tunnels of trees are just miserable, and the thought of going back down through all of them again is fucking tough.
I can't possibly physically go any faster in the snow. Like, I can't stress enough how hard it is breaking the snow. Like,
there's 4 inches of snow there. Your foot goes into it, and then your foot comes out of it, and then you're pulling a sled in it, so the sled's breaking it. It's a lot of work.
It is clear from the research that if someone is awake for 48 hours or more, they're more than likely going to hallucinate. It could happen sooner, but time will tell.
Oh, fucking hallucinating the shit out of it. Just seeing all kind of strange creatures in the snow. Penguins, skeleton heads, cats, spiders, merry-go-rounds, you name it. Anyway, you can tell the hordes of people that Kevin's delighted with life and moving along well. Enjoying every minute. And gasping for a sleep. It'll probably, like, if I'm to finish it, I'll probably be 7-8 days, like, at this pace, you know, if it's even possible within that time.
In an event like Kevin's, where you got to weigh up the benefits against the risks, it's probably a better idea to stop, rest, eat, sleep, recover, and go again, rather than continually pushing through for the sake of painful, very slow progress.
Fuck's sake. Worked the first time, wouldn't work the second time. Must have got snow in it, some part of it's frozen or something. Oh, let's have to survive on nuts for the evening. Oh, I can get through it, but I would like some warmth. A meal today. Which ain't looking like happening now, unfortunately.
Kevin is a tiny bit demoralised out there. Has he cause to be?
No, not at all. The next person behind him is 29 miles from Braeburn, at least half a day behind Kevin. If his aim is to complete both races, then he needs to bear that in mind during this race, which is the first one, and pace himself accordingly. He's only done a third of this race, and then he has the whole of the second race. So he needs to be in it for the long game. He could take some pressure off himself, get some sleep, and still be leading the people on foot in second place to a cyclist.
Oh man.
I don't know how much you know about what's happening behind you, but
No.
they're just dropping like flies.
Oh.
12 in it.
How?
12.
Oh my God,
You and
that's
11
like
more.
most of the people.
Well, the race always is on as long as we have somebody in there. Wouldn't be the first time. We are all here just for a couple of people. That doesn't matter to us. It's the only thing that's important is that everybody is safe. Kevin had a long bivvy last night, about 11 miles south of Braeburn. It's good because I'm sure he was very tired, and it probably was his time to have a rest and get some sleep.
Down, 200 to go. I'm hungry now, looking forward to getting food, get my stove back. Hey, how are you? Willow. Kevin, nice to meet you. Brilliant.
So obviously we're in an extreme environment. It's a long way to get to medical care.
So I'm helping out, checking out the athletes, checking for frostbite mainly. So it'll generally start as kind of redness, tingling, and then as that's kind of frost nip, and then when it turns to frostbite, they usually can't feel it, which is why they don't think it's so bad. It's essentially a burn, so it'll start to blister, and if it's extreme, it'll turn blue and black, and the tissue will be dead. They're at a risk of losing fingers and toes.
That's it, the 300 mile?
Yeah.
Good, yeah, good. I needed it. I probably went a bit too far, a bit further than I should have.
How are they feeling?
Yeah, fine.
Stuff, your nose looks good?
Nose is good, yeah. Ears are right.
Ears, you want to just lift up here?
Yeah, that's my little peak.
I'm just gonna come in and just. Oh yeah, great.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. yeah.
No
you
human
look great.
contact for days.
Yeah.
Ear massages. Thanks, guys. Okay. Yeah. See you in 2 days. 2 days.
Yeah.
Here on. Must be Mandana Lake. It's taking fucking forever to cross. It's quite snowy now, but hopefully we get to the other side soon. Left Braeburn, heading for Mandana Lake. I think I was like 55 kilometers in and got turned around. So they've shortened the course by about 50 miles, I think. We just had to turn around in. Now we're going back to Braeburn.
How do you feel? It's not an easy trail.
I don't feel too bad. Probably 2.5 days to go. So just trying to keep managing my feet, keep managing my diet, keep managing my hydration. Because there's still a long way to go, you know. Like all these little things, that's all part of it, you have to deal with them. So I lost my spoon, so I fashioned a spoon out of a stick. I've been eating with a stick for 3 days now.
How are you feeling about the whole idea of 1,000 kilometers right now?
Fine. Yeah.
Are you going to Sweden?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, without a doubt.
Good man.
Yeah. Just we're gonna have to rename the documentary 850 kilometers of chaos.
Bring me home, bring me home to my home in Old Kerry. Oh, take me back to the home of the land of my birth, for it is this cruel God who has left me.
What did I tell you, Adrian? A life without adventure is a life unlived.
And I'm waiting all the day, love, for my dear, dear
up. It's like, this is my 6th day doing this thing.
Are you now at the point where this is the longest race you've ever done?
I'm at the point where it's twice as long as any race I've ever done.
Yeah, I'll try and push on for the overland now. Try and get there tonight.
Timing doesn't matter now.
No. Alright, thanks everyone.
Yeah, enjoy
See you
it.
later. Cheers, good trip. See you tonight, yeah?
Hey, keep your feet dry, Kev.
Get going, but I'll see you at the finish line then.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good.
So we're going to drive you in the truck to the Takini River Bridge.
Okay.
And you'll just walk the last 3 hours or whatever from the Takini River Bridge in.
I was planning on camping and finishing tomorrow, but yeah, we'll finish.
Yeah, you good with
that'll
that?
do. Yeah, fuck yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah. Cool, thanks, Marco.
Yeah, no worries.
When was the last time you slept?
22 hours ago. To the finish line, to bed. A hot whiskey to bed. It's all part of it, isn't it? The chaos. Is it down here and to the right, I take it, is it?
Updates are pretty regular, and it shows the speed as well, so you can kind of based on that see if he's moving or if he's taking break. It's nice to have it on. Sometimes we put it on the big screen as well.
This is probably like 5 minutes now.
5 minutes. Cool. Yeah.
So we get to the finish line.
Number 2, I guess. Oh no, it's number 3, isn't it? Number 2.
It's a nice crowd there. It's done now.
Yeah.
Sleep. Can't believe it. What? It's just it's like a bit of a festival or something. How are you, Adrian?
I'm fine.
There was an awful lot of relief after finishing the Yukon to get halfway there and realise I was at least guaranteed to step foot in the second race. There was a lot of pressure off. There was a lot of hype in the newspapers and on the TV in Ireland.
The documentary is called 1,000 Kilometres of Chaos. Kevin Leahy, great to have you on the show. Yukon Arctic Ultra, what is it exactly?
I just found it an interesting process and kept myself to myself as much as I could.
Really straighten that top arm. Lifting all the time. Kevin is on a tightrope at the moment of being really at the threshold of what his body is able for. I don't think he's got any standout injuries that are going to hold him back. But I really think the whole concept of the race, the lack of sleep, the travel, mentally he's definitely fatigued. Physically he's fatigued.
I did 1 or 2 strength and conditioning classes. I went for 1 run just to prove that my legs were still working.
He says he hasn't lost any weight, but I would say he has lost some muscle tone, especially in his legs and muscles that are going to protect his knees and his joints as he runs along.
The big focus was on recovery between the 2 races.
Rest is going to be really important for Kevin now, with doing enough training just to keep ticking over. I really don't know if he's going to get enough rest. He's trying to run a business.
Normal life, running a business, training, but then there was also pressure on to get ready to go again.
And he doesn't have a lot of time.
There's still 4 more days, and I'll gladly take those 4 days, you know. I haven't had time to think about it that much, to be honest, but what's the point in thinking about it when you've got to go there with the right attitude and be open to having the crack, going hard in the race, and whatever happens, happens. I didn't sleep well last night. I feel like I strengthened my legs and stuff like that, just a bit jittery. That might be just now. It wasn't like the previous race.
2, 3.
From the start line, some of the other competitors took off really quickly. Some of them are running. I just stuck to my own pace. It was a pretty groomed trail, so it was pretty fast and easy to pull the pulk. There wasn't any fresh snow, so it was nice. As the day went on, I felt like I was getting stronger, I was getting my energy back. There was a big hill pulling up to the first checkpoint. A lot of the competitors really struggled, but I knew I was pretty strong going up that hill, so from there I knew I was kind of settling in pretty nice and my body was going to be able to do it.
Not too bad. Cool. Can I get you anything?
Is there food available?
Food available.
Yeah.
We've got lots of hot water. And then we'll do a medical check at some point, that tent's warm.
What's the difference so far between the Yukon and here?
This is like the Autobahn. Trail is much better, but it got soft now the last few hours, but on the river, it was beautiful. So I came in and they gave me some food and some water. Now I'm going to get on the road again.
Well.
Oh, fucking hell.
How are you feeling?
Not too bad.
Not too bad. Good enough to go to Jackfall anyway. Have an old kip there.
The lads are about 35 minutes ahead.
They're stopping Jackfall as well, are they?
We didn't talk to them, they didn't stop at all.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not overly concerned about chasing them anyway.
Yeah.
That'll happen if it happens, kind of thing. I'll sleep tonight anyway, and if I need to have an all-nighter and a night or two or something to push, I'll push, but not tonight. Right, so I'll push on to Jackfall. Right-o. Ta-ra. I was tired getting to Yukon. I think it was 24 hours by the time I got there. When I got to Yukon, there was some other competitors there. Tibby was one of them. I knew Tibby was strong, and I knew if I had my energy, I would be strong also. So I would have known if it was going to be a race, it was highly likely to be between myself and Tibby at the end. You going all right, Tibby? Morning, Adrian. After Yukon, I just settled into my own pace. Walk, eat, listen to some music, walk, eat, sleep. Sleep for 3 hours, get up, walk, sleep, eat something nice, walk, sleep. Stretch, meet some people, walk for 10 hours. Meet some people, go to a checkpoint.
Make a mistake.
I think quite wet feet as well. No problem, another side. No problem, and
You're thinking about all kinds of things, about your body awareness. Am I going too fast? Have I got enough water? What am I going to cook? What am I going to sleep? That takes up a big part of the day, your basic survival instincts.
How are you feeling?
Yeah, good. Happy out.
You're going fast.
Yeah, that heavy there. I had the snowshoes on for a while. I got very soft. Boys are about, I'd say, an hour and a half ahead of me.
Yeah, they were about 8k.
Yeah?
Last time.
8k, maybe 2 hours. Go till around midnight and go for 3 hours kip and go again. After the first day, my pace was pretty good. I was at a solid 4 or 5 kilometers an hour, trekking for 19 hours a day, sleeping for about 3 hours at night, and then getting up and going again. Yeah, I really enjoy trekking through sunrise there. It's nice because they go on for hours. Finding those pleasures in a race that can be torturous when you get a 2-hour sunrise, it's an amazing experience. I would say we were snowshoeing for like 2 or 3 kilometers. The trail got soft, but other than that, the trail is brilliant.
Yeah. Yeah, you know the Yukon Trail, I guess.
Man. See you when I see you.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Bye-bye.
My tactic in the race, I generally sleep between checkpoints. A lot of the competitors would sleep at the checkpoint. I get into the checkpoint, I don't sleep, I leave again. 7 hours later, I have a sleep and they end up passing me when I'm sleeping.
Knees are really good, actually. Better than they were in the other race. Yeah, haven't even felt them. Little stretch. Andrew will be proud of me. Things been going tremendously though. I tried to get some sleep this morning, but I was rudely awakened after about 20 minutes with muscle in my arse cramping. So I just got up and started trekking.
We're just past Tibby. It's a real race now then.
Yeah, we're both going, I suppose. I'd say like 3 kilometers ahead or something.
Less.
Yeah, today's a big day. 75k to the next checkpoint, so I'd say that'll sort a lot of them in from the boys out from behind us. I'm not overly worried, but I'm still just going to push on and see what happens. But I think Tibby's really focused on the win. We didn't even know mentally if I'd want to start the second race, so to be here and pushing it on still after 6 days, great. Very happy with the performance of my mind and body.
I got to ENDEVR after 20 hours, a good long day, and Tibby was there sleeping. So I sat down, ate. I opted to keep going, to push on to the next checkpoint.
You need some sleep, Dennis.
All of a sudden, Tibby came down.
You ready for a meal?
Yes.
Yeah, that's good. Would you have a drink? Tea, yeah.
Tibby was about to get going as well, so it was the first tense moment. We were kind of together where he was getting up, he was about to eat, and I was rushing to get my gear ready to go out the door, get a bit of a distance between us. In any race, there is a bit of gamesmanship, and you can win or lose these little mental battles between yourself and a competitor. So it always feels like it's important to get up and get out of sight. You know you've taken a bit of an advantage. He's going to be wondering, why is Kevin not sleeping? What, does he ever sleep, kind of thing? So, you know, yeah, it's a mental game you're playing with the other person. Break your competitor, as they say.
Yeah. Thanks, guys. See you later.
What was probably going in my mind is just keep going to get to the next checkpoint ahead of Tibby. We were both pushing very hard, and it was going to be a game to see who could continue pushing that hard. It's not my ultimate goal to win this race, but I'm not going to let Tibby walk away with it and win it by a day.
That was a particularly tough night. I was so sleep deprived after only sleeping 6-7 hours so far in the race, and after going 30 hours without sleep.
We pushed fucking very hard all week, and everyone else broke, except for me and Tibby, who kept pushing. I was delusional, so I had to sit down and sleep. So I set my alarm for about 8 minutes, and I might wake up after 4. I look around like, what's going on? And I'm like, okay, yeah, okay. Is he coming? No. Okay, which way is the sled facing? Okay, that way. Away I go. It'll stand out in my mind, the Arctic Circle, lying down thinking, oh Jesus. I suppose I'm fucking winning the race. Just wrecked, just fucking wrecked. Even just, well, it's just the snow is so soft again. I'll sleep here for 2 hours, maybe even 3 hours. I'm actually in no rush, like, I need to get my energy back up and start the next adventure of 44k to some checkpoint. And then it's only 59k to the finish line. If Tibby came around the corner now, I wouldn't feel like I need to race off and beat him, like, I've lost the interest in that. It's mad, isn't it? What the body's capable of. Why you'd push your mind to do it. Why you'd push the body to do it. It's just going deep inside and seeing how far you want to push. Right, I'm gonna go to sleep.
Bye, Adrian.
Bye-bye.
I laid down in the little Arctic cabin and didn't sleep that much. That was the first time I started to cramp. So probably after an hour and a half, I gave up. The next checkpoint was Richt Duckas. It was almost 440 kilometers into the race. I've slept for 10 hours over 5 days. Things were starting to tell. I passed Tibby on the way in there. He looked pretty tired.
Alright. Yes. That section is tough, huh?
A beautiful part, huh?
Yeah.
See you.
Good luck.
Bye.
Good luck.
Bloody hell.
Welcome to the party.
Kevin, welcome. Thank you.
Trying to put on some kind of performance down the road there, pretending that everything's beautiful and lovely and rosy.
Yes. Mentally is now thinking about, oh my God, shed. Oh my God. Wonder they need legs that sleep a bit more.
I'd say he's delirious, is he? Honestly. I don't think he was in great condition, so he'll need to bivvy. So I imagine I'll probably get back to within an hour of him anyway. And if I have a good day, I can pass him. If I don't, I won't. It's at the end of the world. If I don't, I won't. It won't ruin my day tomorrow trying to find him. But I will try to pass him.
I hadn't slept well in the previous checkpoint, so I said I'll try and take an opportunity to sleep here where it's warm and get going again tomorrow, make a big push for the finish line. But I didn't sleep, and I suppose it was at about that time where I was starting to think that I wasn't going to win the race, or that it was a possibility I wasn't going to win the race, or didn't even need to try and win the race. The whole thing was never about winning both 500-kilometer races. In the scheme of my life and everything else, it didn't really matter. I didn't want to cripple myself on the last day of this mad experience just to say I came first instead of second. It wasn't really important.
It's 12 o'clock on Saturday. I'm 13 kilometers from the finish line in the middle of this beautiful frozen lake.
TB, who I was racing against, is probably crossing the finish line or has just crossed the finish line now. Yeah, that's the update.
But how do you feel about everything?
I'm fine. I'm fine. Looking forward to getting over the finish line now and having a shower and starting my new life. Sleeping sometimes. Sleeping more than 24 hours over 1,000 kilometers of running. 24 hours. And that's what I've slept in my 2 Arctic races. It's mad, isn't it?
I've been a wild rover for many fields, traveling mile after mile, drinking whiskey and beer. But now I'm returning, I've gold in great store. And will
I've almost completed this 1,000-kilometer challenge. I wanted to soak it all up and enjoy the experience of the last 6-7 hours in a nice sunny day in Sweden.
Wild roving, 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 wild roving. And will I ever play the wild rover anymore?
Thank you.
You're all too familiar. Finish lines out
Yeah.
in Lapland, I think.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Pleasure.
Yeah, to double.
Yeah. Oof.
I would have thought it's impossible.
Yeah, you didn't. You said it was. You said it was possible.
I had to.
Yeah. Thank you.
Well done.
Yeah. Who's there? Oh, hello. She's an awful crowd there, is there? Yeah. Happy, yeah. Happy I'm here, happy it's done. Relieved I'm still alive and still have 10 fingers and 10 toes. But yeah, words, I don't think words really describe it, to be honest. I can give you loads of words, but it's just a feeling that you get.
I thought I'd prove something that would make me more proud of myself. I probably didn't achieve that. Yeah.
That's insane to me.
I know, but that's my mental state. You think like, I'm going to be really happy once I reach the destination, but a lot of the times the journey was a lot of fun, and a lot of those smaller races, a lot of the training sessions, a lot of the just racing, seeing the Northern Lights, like they're mad experiences. That whole journey, I look back, that's possibly almost more satisfying than the actual walking past the finish line in the second race, you know, when you really reflect on it. After you complete something like this, there's definitely a sense of loss and a void in your life. That sense of nothing to focus on. It's going to be pretty hard to find something as big as doing 1,000 kilometers, but maybe I need to stop searching for it.
Do you need that? What's a happy Kevin?
That's the $1 million question. What's a happy human being? I need to learn, I need to see new things, I need to have adventures. Being happy enough with what I got, being present and enjoy the simple things in life.
I've never thought I was going to be the best runner. You can see me through this documentary. I don't even look like a fucking runner. I just want to be the best version of Kevin Leahy.